Hello and welcome to another My Little Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Bree. I'm here with my brother Bryson.
Hello.
My father Gary.
Hello.
And my mother Shelly.
Hi.
Today, you may have noticed we got a little upgrade of our setup. We're super excited. If you are just listening on our two places, we post this on iTunes and Spotify. So if you're listening there, we have all new chairs. These were super exciting. We have been looking for chairs. Haven't Mom really has been for
a long
months.
time.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Wait,
you can see.
Show it up here. They
Can't hear you very well, probably.
yeah. Anyway, they're very interesting looking chairs.
That's right.
If I'm honest, I feel like they're a guy going like this.
There's been lots
sit
of, and I also think it's kind of like a P for podcasts. You know, they're kind of in that shape.
That's true. They do
So,
look like
and
that,
Mom was like,
yeah.
"Oh my gosh, look at these chairs.
They're a heart.
They're a heart.
You might look at them and be like, "Oh, those don't look that comfortable," but
They're not
they
bad."
are really quite comfy. They're really not bad at all. I thought.
And Shay donated the little round
she did.
coffee
Yep,
table.
coffee table.
We got
So-
some stuff we're going to be doing to customize it. We're pretty excited.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was very nice of her to do that.
Hey,
So
we should put like a tower garden in the center of this thing going up.
There you go, except it'll block our face.
We all
Which might be a
hide
good
behind
thing.
plants, just like plants start consuming.
yeah, like over
Very
time, all you see is plants.
interesting.
Like that's it.
And little mouths
Little
coming between
mouths.
the plants.
And then we like every so often we poke our heads through and we're like, "Hey, we just want to remind you we're back here."
You know what would be hysterical? You put fish inside of fish tanks, and you do separate fish tanks for each person. You put a fish inside each one of them, put a mic in front of the fish or whatever, and then you talk behind the tank. So there's constantly a fish swimming in front of you.
That reminds me of the T-shirt design you did, Brie, with Bryson's head in the fishbowl
Oh.
and fishy going around.
Yeah, for
his
his aquaponics. That was his aquaponics one.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So he was like a fish astronaut because he had kind of an astronaut.
Yes.
little bowl around him.
That would
So
be Bri.
that was a lot of fun. And we also did the two fish in the light bulb too. We've done fish in
That's right.
water quite a bit.
Yeah.
So they're
We
fun.
need some ones with us eating fish.
I suppose. So speaking of eating, Thanksgiving for Americans at least is like tomorrow. Is this week? Not tomorrow. That'd be Wednesday. It's this week though,
It
Thursday.
is this week, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So,
We're going to eat turkey.
and then on Wednesday we went to the store earlier, and for the Wednesday video, Debbie's going to show us a special little recipe that she makes every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
And
really cool.
yeah, and we were trying to find plates that were small that we could kind of put there, you know, to kind of stage it a little bit, make it a little more festive. And they're so big. They were so big, those plates. I think that's kind of a Thanksgiving thing to have really big boy plates. But
For big
trying
boys.
we're trying to find something small.
I like a big plate,
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah, I
Just
suppose
especially
lots
on
of food.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Even bigger the better.
I like the kind that have sideboards.
have
Just
sidewalls.
really back it
And you
in
can
there.
really pack it in there.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to look all uncomfortable going up and getting like 4 plates. You can just get one giant one. and
So
walk
what's your
back.
favorite? What do you like to eat the most on Thanksgiving?
Oh, that's a good question.
Dad makes a super fantastic stuffing. That's one of my favorites.
That's my
that
favorite too, is the
stuffing
stuffing.
mixed
Pretty
with
good,
some gravy maybe sometimes. I think, and it's like you make it where it's really like not juicy. That's not the word, but it's like moist.
Moist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite. Oh my gosh, I love to have that.
And I think Garen said he's making, him and Ellie, I think, are making cheesecakes to go to, on her side of the family, they're going for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they had too many or something. We got to stop by yesterday and we got,
Cheesecake.
know.
like almost
Like
two.
2 full ones almost.
And do you know how much is ready, how much is left today?
Oh, well, hopefully a little bit because I was dying. Oh
We just
man.
found
gotta-
out yesterday.
Not
I had
kidding.
I had 2 pieces. But you guys crushed 2 of them.
Oh, we
so.
did crush it. Good.
Oh,
Good.
it's so good. That cheesecake is it's
Very
delicious.
good.
It's very
Yes.
good.
Although I don't think cheesesteak is necessarily traditional for a Thanksgiving, but
When
you know.
have we ever been
It should be.
traditional?
It should
Let's
be.
be real.
My favorite thing to eat is the dark meat on the
Yeah.
turkey. The,
Yeah.
leg and
pretty good.
area, thigh. I love that. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I agree with actually both you and Brie too. But I like it all together. Like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
just
it's
get it
it's
all
an
into
experience
this.
together.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. Oh, looking forward to it. We're gonna go
super
to
good.
your folks this year, so it'll be
yeah.
fun.
Mom put together 2 turkeys. She couldn't find a big
Whoa.
one, so
Oh,
she's cooking 2.
That'll be good.
Right on. That Chip's he's just
barking.
voicing his opinion that we should save a
He's
few.
reflection.
himself in the
Oh,
reflection of the
goodness.
bottom of the chair.
I love my dog.
He's barking at himself.
I love my dog. That, I'm going to leave it at that. Speaking of Chip,
Still barking.
he's still barking at himself.
Hang on, that will be a while. He'll need to get used to this new idea.
On the last weekly peek, Chip
Yeah.
was barking. If you remember
Whining.
that
He's
scene,
kinda
he was
whining.
whining. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he was more whining. And Deborah Larman said, "What was Chip complaining about? The one that was whining," she said. And it's because he's a little too short to just jump over there. We're getting finally like what you were saying.
He was trying to get over to me and he was whining. But then, if you notice, he whipped his head over. He located Bree, who was heading into the house, and then he thought, "Oh, I'll
Walked around.
catch her at the pass." So
Catch her,
he
yeah, he
he
was-
headed. Then he was okay.
It's like, "Oh, Bree, oh, we're good."
Yeah.
It's so funny. We were walking down to the gate area of our property, and and the dogs just took off in front of us, and they were like halfway down the road, And pretty soon we're kind of going to go back, so they're going to come back to us.
Yeah.
And Bullet and was first because he's fast.
Yeah, he's
and then
fast.
He typically
Yeah.
tracks people pretty
yeah.
well.
Then Luna was next, and then we're going, "Where's Chip?" And then pretty soon you see this little dust and these little legs going, just going at it. And he finally comes later.
And you know he was running all the while they were running.
Yes,
He is running. He just does
His
a little.
short little legs.
And you can see he's like, "I cannot wait to get to the destination. Let me lay down."
Yeah.
So, he's a good boy. Now, last week I know we had talked about asking if that movement from with our new intro, if that movement was good. If we should slow it down or speed it up or that. And I believe the census was for the majority. I think everybody said that it was good, and they did
Was
notice
at the right
and
speed?
It was good.
Okay, good.
Wow.
Okay, good.
And I know we slowed it down.
It's a little
We speeded it down.
right. I think it was sitting like about 300, and we moved it to like 170. So it's
That's
about
half.
I mean,
Little
as
bit
far
more.
as like 100% is just the normal pace, depending on how.
Yeah, and
So
more than likely we'll make
170%.
about like maybe 10 to 15 more changes, but for now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now speaking of on the topic of the intro, Wanda Dean said, as the camera pans from the Homestead family to Garen and Ellie, there is a bush or mini tree behind Bryson. Can you tell me what that is? And I believe that is our Yucca Tree bush
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, is that?
Dr.
I was
Seuss
trying.
plant.
Okay.
Yeah,
The yucca.
I think it's that one.
Oh.
I think it's that one.
Is it the kind of the one that has like a long grayish trunk and then a spike ball at the top?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Is it that one?
I
That
think-
Yeah, because Wanda
Yucca.
said that they live in Nebraska and they don't have anything that looks like that, and that's the only thing that I can think of that would be
You know,
pretty.
That's the one
I-
that's in Dr. Seuss books.
Yes, I was just going to say that. I truly believe that Dr. Seuss must have been from this area
Area.
because the plants that he draws is very. And it's interesting in the spring. What'll happen with that plant is you get these long spikes that come out. It's probably just one a year. It comes out right down, and then you get all these little
And it's like a
white
straight
flowers.
pole.
Yeah.
Like,
Goats love them.
Yeah, I think it's called the soap tree too. Can be called the soap tree as well. But the goats just love all of those little.
Soap tree.
It's
Can
like
they
it's
make
like a
soap from it?
branch that
Probably.
Or from the
We should make
flowers.
soap from that. How fun would that be?
I
I know they
would be
weaved.
like
I think you can weave baskets from the pointy.
Why would we do
strands,
that
but-
and give up our lava soap that we use?
I know. We should make soap. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
Every year
We
you
should
collect
try.
a bunch of those. You make a ton of
Borax.
soap,
There you go.
and then you keep
That
it
would be a
yearly.
fun. That would be a fun.
that'd be a
thing to
lot of fun to
That'd be
try.
fun.
Oh, notice the
Lotus.
glasses, our My Little Homestead glasses. Super. We like these little mugs. They're a lot of fun. They're not really
Yeah.
mugs, but
Did
kind
you
of
guys happen to pick
Mason.
those juices because they match the color of the scheme going on here?
Oh.
I'm gonna say,
We only have two.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Did we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
a lot of thought went into that. Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I spill on it, it won't be noticeable.
Also part of the strategy.
It's a good strategy.
great.
Very smart.
All right, so Mary Ellen Meekins says, I really like the song that you started playing when Garen started gluing the floor down. It fit the scene perfectly. And thank you so much.
Yeah, Bree picks does all the
does
picking out of the songs off of the copyright free.
Yeah, and I had like a cinematic one that we had placed in there, but it just wasn't long enough on either end. It was too short. And
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, you ended up being able to work that one later on.
Just
that
a little
song
bit,
in, but,
yeah.
but it just not working. And then all of a sudden I find this stompy one. It's like a Russian dance
was
stomp
great.
or
It
something.
was great.
And I was like, oh, this is so fun. I plopped it in there. Didn't even think twice. What I do is I look at the, like, where the song changes,
Yeah.
Usually in a typical setting it would be from the verse to the chorus or whatever, that little slowdown, and then the start of a new chunk of the song anyway. And I did that, and I didn't look. I didn't look, and then Mom's like, "Oh, the Garen's."
It was actually if you saw it right before it clicks over to the new scene, which is kind of a little change in the music, like Bree said, and you can. But right before that, it does this little beat, and Garen's feet actually go tunk 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 to it, and I was like, "How did you do that, Bree?" And she's like, "I didn't really mean to. It just kind of fell in place."
You're like, "Oh," and I was
Often
like, "Oh."
it's the accidents that are the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
And then with those time lapses, it's we take the part where Azalea's in, and where she's looking, and during the thing we'll take that section of the time lapse and slow way down so that you can really get to see her, because them pulling her. I think it was Ellie who was pulling her along the.
Pushing
Oh, it's so cute.
It's adorable.
So adorable.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Those little happy accents.
Oh, I loved it when Dad, Garen says, "Okay, we're gonna set this here. Just don't play with the tip end. It's wet and gooey, or something like that."
So he
right?
like flips it
And of
around.
course, he reaches out for it. It's just funny.
I know they have all those toys, but she really wants to play with the tools.
Tools.
She's like, you have these, I have these
Yeah.
too.
If she can pick between a plastic toy or a tool, she'll grab the tool.
Yeah,
She
for
really
sure.
She really
I have to
likes
say
those
too, when
tools.
we went to go get the cheesecake, when your dad and I did yesterday, Garen said, if you remember from the video, he says that's a problem for future Garen and Ellie. Apparently, he says that future is now. So he'll be talking
more
about that in a couple weeks.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you gotta try it just to see.
Sure, absolutely.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
you make the best decisions you can at the moment, and
Hope it
You
works.
just deal with the
something
consequences.
happens, you just work through it.
Preferably it works, but then it doesn't always. So that's fine.
You never know.
So now, Bryson, in the video, you were like, I know we didn't show it, but I carried every single one of those Boulder rock thingies to the
Boulders.
and you wanted your dues. You did
Yeah.
fantastic.
They
That
were
was
heavy.
awesome. They were
Very
heavy,
heavy.
and you did a really good job. But
weren't
then
that
you
heavy,
posed the
but-
question of what constitutes a rock and a boulder.
Yeah.
And so there was many theories
where
and
is it?
specific definitions.
I want to hear.
Oh,
what
that were
yeah,
given
what
to
are
us. About
they?
three
There
that I
are
screenshotted,
definitions
but there was
between the
more.
two.
Yes.
There is a difference.
Okay, so I think the most precise one, and then we'll start with the precise one, and then we'll go on to other theories that are
Anecdotal.
wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, so Pamela Davis said the difference between a boulder and a rock. Ooh, old geology classes. A rock is under 2 millimeters in size, and a boulder is everything over 2 millimeters in size.
A rock is 2 millimeters?
Yeah, we just tend to call them all rocks and classify boulders by weight. And that's what she said.
Really? That's small.
That's like
2 millimeters is like
First of all, how big's a
you
millimeter?
could be picking them up like this and going, I had to lift
That's
100
like
boulders.
like sand is like considered a rock.
2 centimeters, maybe.
A bunch of sand particles. 2
2
inches
centimeters.
Must be centimeters.
or 2
yeah.
meters?
mm.
Oh,
No, that's
millimeter.
millimeters.
oh
I
my!
thought it was millimeters, but then I was thinking,
My guess is it's centimeters. What?
And maybe
Maybe.
she
'Cause
started when she
millimet-
wrote it.
Otherwise, well, I don't know. That's a good question, Pamela. Is it millimeter or centimeter?
Okay,
Because
so-
meters.
Yeah, 'cause
meters.
that's a
It was Pamela,
now
right?
here's-
meters is
yeah.
about 6 feet.
Well, she's gonna have. Did you mean centimeters or millimeters? Because that's amazing.
Yeah.
That
Because
is amazing.
If it's millimeters, you could pick up a handful of sand and be like, I have a bunch of rocks.
Boulders.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh,
we throw,
yeah.
we throw
Potentially.
sand at
If
each
they're
other. We would sing, hey,
If
quit
they're
throwing
under
rocks.
2 millimeters, they're a rock, and if they're
Whoa.
over, they're a boulder, right?
Okay, so now Douglas Smith had a contradicting one
Okay,
to the
okay,
official
okay.
one, Pamela. So I don't know, maybe it depends.
Oh.
But Douglas said, here's my attempt at a definition. A rock can be picked up with one hand, and a boulder requires 2 hands. Or you can't pick it up at all.
Oh.
So that's a little
You
bit
picked
different.
it up, so
Well,
Yeah.
now, what if you're a really strong guy who could pick up 2 of those with one hand? Would you consider them rocks at that point?
For him.
So maybe it's
For him,
relative.
it's 2 rocks.
It's relative.
For you and I, 2 boulders.
I like that definition.
Now,
I don't know.
Leanne Caster Marcer says, boulder versus a rock. how much it hurts when it lands on your foot. Which I'd say is probably the most, I don't know, physical,
Yes, that's a good one.
definition.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
That really
definition.
puts it all into perspective, I think. But, okay, so along the lines of the boulder or rock signification, which I think we maybe have decided they're boulders up there. Mom, she was going over the top of those things and back. And Mom now, she is, I mean, we're looking at somebody who played basketball, she plays sports, she's so good.
Athletic.
She's like, she's like,
That was a long time ago.
she's the definition of just, well balanced and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Good shot.
So
can see well.
yeah, she's fabulous at it, and she like got her shin on there. Like I was thinking, oh my gosh, and then I was thinking, well, how could I defend myself against these rocks? Because if
Did
you're
she
getting
bruise her
yourself,
shin?
I don't know if it, I don't know if it was
shin?
really
It actually was my knee, and it
knee?
It was
Okay.
not a pleasant experience. I will say.
and I was like,
Let's do that again.
Anyway, so we made a joke out of it about getting knee pads or whatever.
Yeah.
But David Heathery said, as a friend of mine says, I'm a gazelle, a blind, three-legged gazelle with horrible inner ear problems, but a gazelle nevertheless. Which I think is hilarious.
I know. What was the line that you used?
I've never been accused of being as graceful as a gazelle, maybe, or I don't know.
Because I was thinking that'd be a really cute T-shirt design, graceful as a gazelle.
That's, like in
Yeah,
a
but
body,
only have one
like,
leg
and
blind.
like, in a hospital bed with their head.
Graceful.
I'm a graceful gazelle.
I love it to be all banged up in a hospital bed.
All kinds of fabulous comments here, and you don't always get them all. But
yeah,
okay.
It's hard to get them all.
Anna R said, "Great design. Will the bathroom have a roof on it? The outdoor one that we're working on." And I think that we go back and forth constantly. I don't think that it will have one this time around, though. That
Maybe.
we build it. Do you think?
Well, the debate is that what is so fun about being outdoors is to see up into the sky. And so if you put a roof on it, it's a problem. And then you can say, well, maybe we could put a clear roof on it. But a roof would also allow for maybe more winter if you want to go out there in the winter. So, well, yeah, probably not.
Most of our winters, really are not winters.
Well, I mean, winter.
It's winter now, and we're walking around in
one
t-shirts.
month. Yeah, 1 month out of the year, maybe.
Yeah, it's not
We get
really
cold weather, but still, that's
significant. But
if it is not 90, nobody wants to go out there to shower.
it's true. But if you have if it's warm enough water, I still don't really want to do it because it gets too cold when you get out of the water.
Well, I was thinking that at least for the tub, I was kind of thinking that it's more of a hot tub situation.
Yeah,
where,
that will be hot.
That's year round. And then at the shower, though, I feel like, I don't know, I was thinking it might be plausible if we're able to get hot water going in there for it, because I don't think we could run it off.
Oh, are you saying the shower or the tub?
Well, now for the shower, because I think the tub, I'm hoping we'll be able to use
I
that
have water from hot water tank that will be going to the shower.
as a
There'll be 3
possibility
there.
as well.
Yeah, one will be one will be for cold, one will be for the solar tank, and the other will be regular hot water from the house.
Okay. Well, and then I was thinking that if there was no breeze, because I think the breeze would get you in a shower, but if there's a way to, if those walls block the breeze or whatever, I feel like that might be doable.
Might
don't
be.
know.
Yeah, we were even talking about over the tub doing something to prevent leaves from falling into the tub area, but I think we're just going to go with a cover, not on the actual tub part, not above on the roof.
Yeah.
Just like a one that's actually on the tub to pull off and stuff.
Yeah. We'll definitely get to keep
For wind blocking, it might work really well.
You can imagine where we live, the rainfall is very minimal here too. So, not that we would be out, taking a bath or a shower when it's raining, but I kind of think we're not going to do a roof. We may have to do some bars across. I don't know. We've never made.
That's structural.
Yeah, structural. I don't know. We've never done something without that roofing material
without something.
Can we do
Yeah.
cables?
I don't even know if we're going to
Or is
need
it going to
to.
hold it? You might need to hold it both ways.
We're going
not
to
just
see when
one
we
way.
get there where we're at.
We may not. Remember, we're staking it as we go too, so that's giving those walls, and they're curved.
Yeah.
So
That's
there's a
true.
lot of rigidity.
And we're gonna stucco them over which that I'd imagine also helps because it's a hard shell over something that's also.
Yeah, and I can imagine. I mean, I feel like after you build it, it's not like it's going to stay that way forever. If there's an issue, I feel like if nothing else, we could just run another bar down there if we see it. You know, I mean, we'll have to stuck over the top, but you're dealing with material that can be worked with.
I'm trying
I'm
to picture too. You know, like you got these really cute wooden. Things that possibly could go over the top too.
Those ones that you could string lights from them.
Yeah, 1 foot, 2 foot centers.
But pretty thick. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
if we needed to.
If we do something like that, though, we'd have to paint it. I mean, we'd have to upkeep the wood.
Yeah,
that's
what we don't want. Yeah.
Oh, and we could do metal beams as a possibility too. I mean, we could.
Like kind of a hoop varnish metal layers. There's trees.
And we're not there yet. I think the idea is if we have to address it, then those will be the things we'll do. But
a couple good posts in there holding up the door, so that'll be helpful. It'll be something solid to attach to.
Yeah, we'll have some of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll protect the bags from getting wet, and because I mean, you gotta imagine they're solid. You know, I mean, they're like a brick in there. As long as no water gets into it, it's just
and they'll be stuccoed all around.
And that's
so
what I'm
I think
thinking.
that's going to be.
I just can't imagine the structure being. But then I don't know.
Came up with an idea. If you wanted to, from the 2 posts that are there, from one side, you could do the whole shower area with kind of a spiral off of that one post, where you have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, and off the other post, go over the tub, go 1, 2, 3. You could do that and just use 2x6. Yeah, 2x6s that go out. And set those and then bag in between. You'd be fine.
I know, it's going to be so interesting to see.
But it's just open.
Be open.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I was thinking, like, as a lot of those shots are done with our little drone outside to get the final shot or whatever to show it off. But I was thinking, how cool of a little pony wall fence would that be? How cool would that be? I think it's just such a fun to have them shaped like that. It's just fun. It's a fun look. I like the look of that.
Especially once you stucco it over, it would give it a really cool, like those stucco fence. You sometimes see those cement fences that are just like stucco like that, and then just go over. It would make a great fence, just privacy fence.
And that's what we're planning on doing on the top. We're planning on
really
doing it kind of like that.
Yeah, isn't there somebody we drive by their house and they use tires for their
They did.
Yeah.
They were, and then they stuccoed
over them.
Stuccoed over
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Great use for tires.
Yeah, it's been solid too. I can't imagine. I haven't seen them do any maintenance on it at all. It's just been there.
I just thought of something. You know how tires, they warm up in the sun?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you stack a bunch of tires and you throw black tubing throughout it, and then you grab the heat from the black tires. It won't ever...
in the inside of the tire.
Those things can light fires. So it's going to get really hot in there, and you just wrap it a bunch of...
That's an interesting thought. And a good way to use it, because you don't know how to use the rubber,
Then again, you have a giant stack of tires setting out somewhere, so maybe that's not such a...
This whole time, Chip has been silently begging to get into somebody's lap.
He has been.
But we tell him, you gotta stay down. Just for a bit. We'll be done in a bit. Okay, so I think that this might be actually our no, we got one more question after this one, but a comment, I guess. Now, Sonny Quazzato said, I did not know that Sharpie makes mortar hand troughs.
Yes, I saw your mortar hand trough.
Okay, so to explain myself a little bit, I was looking for, maybe you guys know the name of it, but when you're doing a bricks work, there's that little swoopy, curvy tool that you use to get the middle.
It has a name.
You don't know it, though?
Used to.
Okay, it's fine. I was looking for that, and I thought I knew where it was at, and I couldn't find it.
It's like a groove. It makes the cool little round grooves throughout the brick. I don't know what it's called. It's like a U, half of a U.
Somebody's gonna tell us too.
Yeah, if you know, please let us know.
Z-shaped.
I'm masonry. It's the little thing.
Yeah,
that's my.
It has two shapes. Yeah. Two shapes. One small,
one big. Yeah. But that's what I was looking for, because when you're getting the mortar in there, it's kind of a tedious job, And so I was thinking that might help, but I came away instead, having not found that, I came away with the big Sharpie that it was just kind of sitting out there. It worked for about 10 minutes, and Mom got it on video film, but then I found out that there wasn't as many little cracks to get into, and I didn't really need it, so I used just the regular hand trough. For the rest of it, was much faster. But
very funny.
But it actually worked decently well. The finish, it worked to pack it in there, but the finished look on it wasn't nice.
We have if you ever somewhere.
But I was thinking, if you struck out, if you're doing bricks or blocks or whatever, and you struck out, you couldn't find, you really could get just a normal size Sharpie and use that in there. I bet you'd work.
I bet it would too.
Who needs those official masonry tools when you got yourself a
3D
Sharpie?
print a masonry tool and just.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this will be our final one here. Cheryl Fraunhofer said, I would love to know where you got that tea kettle. It is beautiful and I need one. Do you remember where you got that tea kettle, Mom? The one in our kitchen? When we showed it off?
I think it was just Walmart. Can we say Walmart? I think it was Walmart, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for noticing.
I think we had to do a little shore-up job on it.
Yeah, we did.
Some
The handle.
was coming
handle
off of it.
broke off, so I put 2 more pop rivets, drilled it out, put pop
that's
rivets on.
right.
I think we did
Fixed
have
it.
it.
Right after we bought it, you had to do that.
It's just like bent off. And
So, I mean, if you're looking for one,
It's
there might be
gorgeous,
some
but it just
maintenance
had
involved, but
The spot wells that they used
was just
really
not a very
attach
good
well.
spot
But that's okay. It worked really
it
good
could have just
now.
been that one T spot
better,
too. I don't know.
better now, though.
When you
they
came
really
home,
should
that was
have
so
pop riveted it. I don't know why they didn't.
I did. Worked
Dad,
perfect.
I mean, yeah.
It looked like it was pop riveted. This is
did.
a hid
Well, it
fake
was-
pop rivets on it,
No,
or maybe I
it's-
just saw it
it's
after you
spot
worked with
welded.
it. I don't know.
You could make a spot welder. Have you ever seen that? People make them.
I want a solar. Do you have a solar one?
No, but you could. Well, you
Power of the sun.
need a few solar panels, or you maybe charge a capacitor bank that you use for that.
How about the sun and a magnifying glass?
That's what I was thinking. Starts out.
Were they? What was it? I think it was the King of Random that was taking, the reflective, and they were melting like a jaw breaker, melting it clean through with the sun. That's kind of fun.
That's cool.
You can take those old big TVs, the screen off of those things,
Yeah.
make perfect
Frenzel-
magnifying glass.
Frenzel
Yeah, the
lens.
Frenzel lens.
Yeah.
Frenzel?
It doesn't
It depends.
sound
If
right.
it's your friends, it's a Frenzel.
You got it from a friend, so it must be a
Fresnel?
Oh,
Frenzel.
yeah, we got it from a friend.
The Fresnel lens?
Fresnel?
It's Fresnel.
Or
I think
fennel.
it's Fresnel.
If it's fennel, if it's like organic.
Well, you know what? Fennel's
It's
the
the
light.
It's the fennel
Maybe it's called funnel. Funnel lens because it funnels the
No,
light.
it's the sunnel
probably
lens
sun.
because it takes the sun and directs it.
Funnel. I get it.
The
Yeah.
funnel lens. Those work amazing. I was melting aluminum with that. And
Yeah, you could
I've seen
start a
people
fire
do
using
glass
that one.
too, I think, with that too.
Pretty
Our
awesome.
friend, when he gave it to us, says, keep it in the shade inside someplace,
And it's,
unless you're using it.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, before I close this off, is there anything else that we were like, really wanted to get that in there and
Well,
say
I was thinking we had friends up at the property there, and that's what they said. They had a bunch of bottles that were sitting out that they were going to use for a project.
Yeah.
And he looked out, and there was smoke coming up because he'd set them in the sun, and it actually was. Luckily, he was there to, because it was. It's in the middle of
smoking?
the forest, Yeah, had been something.
watch where you place your bottles.
You don't think about that, but I mean, I guess it would like start toppling onto itself because if you have a bunch of bottles, they each start heating up.
Compound.
Yeah, like a tire would. Oh, jeez.
The sun's like, I got you.
Maybe that's how like we'd find bottles that were buried all the time, like underground and stuff, and they were actually collapsed in, like they melted underground.
There was a
It the
lot of
weirdest thing.
melted bottles.
Maybe he had a stack of bottles somewhere, and it melted them.
Maybe, but I think he had
Burning garbage
Yeah,
out
he was
there.
burning garbage in millions of places around this
He
property.
just tossed bottles in
Yeah.
the garbage.
Actually,
I'm
I think what
convinced-
happened was the guy who was going to sell this property, investors came in and said, just put it in a pile and
Can
bury it.
bury
And
it?
Can
bury
I tell the story about
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Okay. Well, of course, you might have heard the story of us driving in and seeing it, and get the kids back in the van. And I'm looking at this old house. I'm going, oh, this is so cool. We can tear this down and move over there, do all this. In my mind, I'm just going crazy. So, and we move in. We're in for a little while. I don't know how long we're in. I think I've
You can tell about the neighbor
Remodeled.
that yeah, okay.
remodeled the the little house, the one that we've actually are living in, I guess now, and had started its remodel. It was all done, and then pretty soon a sheriff.
Well, first of all, a neighbor is joking. He's joking about possibly a body buried on our, because he said the guy that lived here was, and so he's laughing and we were kind of laughing and wondering if we should be laughing, like,
like,
is he
is this
joking
really
around?
funny, or-
So now you tell. So we have this
well,
in
you
our
can
mind.
see what's coming because a sheriff guy comes up. And he says hi, and we say hi, and he tells who he is, and he says, normally we don't let you know, but have you seen any like fresh dirt. When you guys moved in, like a mound of dirt.
Something.
We're panicked. Like, oh my gosh.
What are you trying to say?
This is a true
I
story.
haven't seen any, and I haven't made any lately, so I don't know. I know. He says, no, well, there was a report from the guy that was here
Yeah.
who had went to jail
Yeah.
Yeah.
for pushing his wife out of her car, I think.
Yeah, something.
Crazy guy.
Crazy.
And anyway, he's in jail, and apparently he was sharing stories of hiding guns on the property. Cache
In a
of
barrel.
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we never, and then of course we started digging all over the property. And,
Sorry.
thanks.
Yeah.
And then we didn't dig all over the property.
We did find a barrel at one point though. It was a metal barrel, and we were like, because there's a bunch of trash that was buried on the property,
Yeah.
so it was just a random barrel that was
Kids are all
full.
begging for it.
Believe it or not, of baby diapers. It was really gross.
Oh, really?
Oh, so he was like,
Which
Sheriff,
maybe
yeah,
that's
there's a
why he
barrel,
told
man.
them. Maybe
There's
that's
a
why
barrel.
he told them that.
There's a T-shirt.
But anyway, that was that was a very gross dig. But it was a barrel, and it was like we thought maybe it would be, but
Were you looking for a gun? Did you hear about the gun story prior
we
to
did
that?
hear
Oh,
prior
yeah.
to that, and we thought,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that could be it. So I'm burying it out or digging it out because of that. But it was
I,
nothing but
I
baby
think,
diapers.
and I do think the
Really
sheriff,
gross.
when he saw our faces, because he
Yeah.
wasn't going to tell us what it was,
Yeah,
but
he did.
I think when he saw our faces, he thought, I better tell these guys,
yes.
because we were probably white as could be,
Yeah.
thinking a body was buried on our land.
The way he asked it was like, have you seen any fresh dirt?
Fresh dug dirt.
Fresh dug dirt, like in a mound.
What does that even mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, I saw it on that horror movie I was watching the other night. This can't be good.
It's a good Halloween.
No, don't worry about it. It's just
It's just guns.
possibly guns in a barrel. So watch your kids.
Anyway, well, we didn't find anything.
No, we're all good. We things.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, I was
You know-
gonna say things show up on our property after a rain.
even-
You're like, oh,
It's even
wow.
we also hear that we also have another well on our property,
Somewhere
water well
else.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I haven't found
Where
that.
would
It's
that
an
be? I
adventure
have
on this
idea.
place.
Yeah,
I
it is.
tried one time hunting for it with a metal detector. Yeah. But you wouldn't believe how much metal is here on the property.
Yeah, it's
There's
true.
about a piece of metal every foot
Every
of
few
this
feet.
property. So it's pretty crazy.
It's an adventure being here.
Well, they did tell us when we moved in that he had several cars and trucks and old vehicles and stuff. He
we
never
found an
went
engine
to
block
Nice.
on the far corner of the
He
property.
never went to the dump to dump stuff, so he would just bury it in this area here. And when we purchased the property, we didn't suspect that. It looked like normal property. It was
Looked like
all
land.
cleaned up and everything else. But apparently had a tractor come in and bury all that stuff. Great.
But that's
it was
been
a
fun.
fun treasure
Yeah,
hunt as
it was
kids.
fun.
Though. We'd
Yeah.
dig up all kinds
Oh,
of
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
mean,
And
sometimes
he
you like
buried
dig
a
it
lot
up
of
and you're
stuff.
like,
You probably have stuff still buried out there somewhere in one of those forts.
probably
One time, how many forts did
like
you
a
have?
time
We
capsule, and
used
you
to
just
bury
forget about
treasures and stuff and we used to count our little marbles, little glass marbles, as money. But before that, we started using there was like these
Balaclava?
chunks of lead, and we'd punch out coins.
Yeah,
But we
launchers.
later we figured out inflation pretty fast, and the market, the coins got inflated because people would just sit there, banging the coins out. So then we moved to
Pretty high
something
coin.
less inflatable, which was glass marbles, which was way harder to get a hold of.
Yeah, but then the problem was like, okay, so we had a
That's what you get
hotel.
for homeschooling. That's called Econ 101.
we had a hotel, and then we had a general store, right? And these were
did.
two forts that were by each other. And the problem was that the marbles, there were so few of them that if you wanted to have like a little thing
That's
that you
true,
wanted
yeah,
to sell, and you said it's a marble, it's like, whoa, that's way too much money because there's so little in this for this little thing. So we did bump into that problem. We tried
started
bottle
using,
caps, but that was inflation
We
too.
started
There's too
using
many
the
of those.
half dollar, the little half coins that are like half marbles.
Yeah.
We started using those flat ones as half. Remember? I don't know if you remember.
Wow, your
I
own
remember
money.
that. But
We had
I
fancy.
remember-
We played
no,
fancy.
it wasn't a half dollar. It was a half. The half glass marbles were halved. That.
I remember being at Disney World in Orlando, and I got you a whole bunch of pirate stuff. And some of that had some of the gold and the pirate hats, and
Oh, yeah, that
brought
was
all
a lot
that
of fun.
back. And I remember you guys were,
It's fun.
doing
That was a lot of
pirates
fun.
and treasures. And
No offense.
We had a very
Stuff.
imaginative childhood. A lot of fun.
And
I loved your childhood. It was awesome.
And we even buried.
I love my
treasures and
childhood too.
stuff.
Funny that.
At one point, we had a jail cell because we used to play airsoft. So we wanted a way we could lock up
Now
prisoners.
they're growing up a little
Okay,
bit.
now this is
Not
more a little
much,
grown
but
up.
a little bit.
So-
We built it out of 2x4s and buried it partially in the ground. you could not get out of that thing if you really got locked in there. But we had like a full lock system on it and everything. Like, if you got locked in there, you were not getting out. Like, that was like that was a good prison cell.
The problem is that you just get mad if you couldn't break out, you know?
That's
so
true.
we'd build these things and then we couldn't use them because they were just too intense for the play. Yeah, but boy, oh boy, we got them built. So, well, I think that'll wrap it up for us today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and being part of the conversation. We love hearing from you, all your feedback. We're super excited to share with you that Wednesday video, and then we'll have Thanksgiving, and then it's on to Christmas, baby. Woo! Super exciting.
Really
We got some really nice deals that are coming up on Friday, actually. We got our biggest one. I think it's Black Friday on Friday after Thanksgiving there, and that's a 25% off sale. So it's like, and then the next day it's like free shipping or something.
About the
Yeah, for the sale for the merch. I'm sorry, for our merchandise store.
And there's stickers out there too. We've been
we got
getting some stickers too. It's been kind of fun.
Yeah, we've got ideas we're going to do with those for this setup. We're pretty excited to have those. That's a new addition to the Spreadshirt shop. So.
And then the first Friday in December, we're going to have a live stream in place of the Weekly Peak. That will be decorating the kitchen with
Peak Friday
the tree
live stream.
Decorating the tree.
live stream of
So you got to be there at that time
and-
or you miss it, but it'll be recorded.
Oh
see it
yeah,
later,
you can always
but
watch it.
If you want to be there and participate in the chat and be a part of what we're going to do there, I think we're still planning some live music too.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll finish it off with a song or something.
or anything. We'll do something. It will be there. It'll be fun. Christmassy.
Garen and Ellie and Baby will be there as well. Hopefully
if baby's
Shay.
awake.
Yeah, the baby is a maybe.
It's a little late for her.
Yeah,
She'll be
6 or
there.
7 o'clock for us. So it's like she's like, I'm out, bye. But she might be there. I don't know.
Probably all the
she'll be there.
excitement of everything. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be really fun. We're really looking forward to that. That's December 4th.
Yeah, I think it's December 4th.
December 4th. So, mark your calendars, as they say. It's going to to be that day.
Yeah.
But we'll alert you before then. You don't have to remember if you're like us. It's like, wait, what day?
You might remember the wall coming down one that we did.
Yeah, the
That
wall
was
takedown
really
party.
successful. Everybody liked that. So participate. Be there.
It was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to do.
was.
We love doing live stream stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward
we
to
haven't
setting
done
it
one
up
for
and
a
doing-
long time, so.
Yeah.
Makes
So,
sense.
anyway, lots of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. We got more additions and stuff that we're going to be doing on the set here. So this is it's my January goal to have this completely over and produced. We've got some wonderful stuff that we're planning on doing. So we look forward to the future and having you there with us. And we look forward to Wednesday to share that new Brie Barely Bakes episode with you. We hope you have a lovely week.
And make sure to have a great Thanksgiving. And it's going to be a
Eat
fun
Some
family
turkey
week.
for us.
Eat some extra food for us.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much, and we will catch you soon. Bye.
Bye.